welcome. Uh, Welcome to our Wednesday live stream, our D&D game Help Wanted. Few announcements as we get started. We are still on the road to 500 followers. We have 425 right now, which is pretty incredible. When we get to 500, I'm going to give away a D&D book to one of our lucky followers. We'll pick it randomly. Actually, we'll probably pick from among the people who are in the chat when we hit 500. So get people in here. Get people in here to watch the stream and get us some followers so we can give away that book. We really want to give that away to somebody, and we're excited to do that. We recently gave away a book on Twitter from our sponsor Farboco. They gave away a copy of Rime of the Frost Maiden with the alternate art cover to one of our Twitter followers, which was super cool of them. It was totally they totally volunteered to do that for us. Gave the book to us to give away, completely out of the kindness of their hearts as our sponsor, and they offered it up to us. And yeah, you should go check them out and support them. They're awesome people. It's farboco.com. You will see their website roll up on the chat on occasion. Just give that a click and check out what they've got going on there. Also, they give away dice to our viewers every month. Anytime we hit 50 subscribers this month, we are going to give away a set of unicorn dice, care of our sponsors as well. We're getting there. Actually, we're already, I think, at 32 for the month of October, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, anytime we hit 50 subscribers, we'll send some dice to somebody in the chat. But yeah, hang out, see what we got going on. November 17th, it is a month, or November 7th, I'm sorry. It is a month from today. We will be... we're going to be doing a charity stream as a part of Extra Life's game day. A bunch of the players who like to drive me up a freaking wall are going to be playing 12th level bards in an event and driving me even crazier for 4 to 6 hours, all for charity. And we can't wait to do that. So consider being a part of that, and consider giving to a good cause, enjoying the stream, and watching me cringe and facepalm for hours on end. It should be a fantastic time. I think that's all the announcements we have right now. We had a submission process going on, trying to fill some roles in some of our games, but submissions closed. I think we have our final new player. So we'll be revealing that in the next week, and that's for Monday nights at Company of Fools, and then we're gonna be all solid and set. So, yeah. You know what, Alex? Why don't you, Alex is a fellow streamer. He also streams D&D and runs a couple of games on his channel and on some friends' channels. Does some DM prep. Why don't you go ahead and share what you've got going on?
What I've got going on right now, I'm actually taking a bit of a week off from the DMing thing. Cool. Because Baldur's Gate 3 released, and granted, it's just early access. It's only the first act, but I want to stream literally everything that I possibly can out of that, because Baldur's Gate was my introduction to D&D many, 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 many years ago, and I've been waiting on this since forever. I don't care that it's not going to be fully released for another year. I want to play it now. So I'll be streaming that for the next week or so, essentially.
Sweet. And well, go ahead and get us started, Alex.
Yes. I am Big Lundy here on Twitch as well as Twitter, and I currently playing Kolak Tor Yarentuntium. He is a red dragonborn barbarian of the beast subtype. That was a UA that was released earlier this year. And I've been having loads of fun with him, being the quote-unquote leader of Kolok's Crushers. And he's been having a little bit of trouble as of recent, having lost some members, having gained some new people who don't necessarily want to be members, and having to escape from a town as a massive dragonborn. Doing so stealthily, kind of troubling, hard to do. So that was a fun little excursion that you all can probably see on Mark's YouTube, I think, the last session that we did. So yeah, you can see what it's like when a massive dragonborn with no stealth skills tries to escape a town that's trying to kill him.
That was a good time. Talus?
Hello, my name is Fiona, and I play Talus Ellison, everyone's favorite Awathan exile who just wants to do his fun little rituals and have 10 million skeletons under his command. That's all.
Such simple goals in life.
Hi, I'm Zoe. I play Lucy, who is a ghost possessing the body of her murderer. She's just made a new friend. She's having a great time and is loving the escape game that they're playing right now. So,
Hi, I'm Mike. I play Marek, the half-elven Gloomstalker Ranger. I've managed to quite successfully deal with at least 2 of the skeletons and accidentally lost them on the way out the town, which is such a shame. And we'll see how many more I can accidentally lose as time goes on.
That's so valid. My name is Emmy. I play Reyna, who is a half-elf fiend warlock who has nothing against the skeletons, but she's got to settle with her elf homeboys first. So sorry, skeletons.
Hey, I am Jakob. I play Vespasian, and Big Lundy is right to quote unquote Kolok's Crushers, because there's a little bit of contention happening right now, and we'll see if the name sticks and kind of if we can even find our other half of the group. So we might have to start our own little barbarian tribe.
And I'm the Mark Knight. I am your dungeon master today. I am your dungeon master very often in this world of Oregon. When we last left off, as many of the players have alluded to, they escaped the city of Redinber after the city's spy master attempted to betray their trust and assassinate Kolok. Making rapid plans to leave the city, they were able to escape either under guise and skullduggery, or under false pretense, and make their way out of separate gates of the city. Kolok and Talus, Lucy have exited the tunnels that run beneath the city of Redinber out into the fields several hours beyond the town, and have come up under the cover of early darkness out of this well and into this crossroads where they had once felled a pair of starving owlbears. Merrick, Reyna, and Vespasian, you have been traveling through the dusk and into the darkness, following Lucy's directions through Reyna, and though they have been laced with inaccurate descriptions of various landmarks, and though the scenery is a brown, dirty, droughted landscape that just seems to roll on over hill and dale infinitely, far from the lush green forests of your homelands, you've managed to find your way in the direction that you hope you will find the rest of the party. And as you crest a hill, in the distance, you see light. As Talus has taken a watch of the night, the party having settled in, Talus, why don't you describe the scene that they come upon as the wagon makes its way down the crossroads towards this intersection where you've kind of settled off the beaten path?
So Talus has begun a ritual, and as you crest the hill, you sort of see this large fire, much larger than any campfire you've seen. And as you get closer, you realize that it is in fact a structure constructed out of owlbear bones, lined on the inside with wood and tinder to create a massive, what looks like some sort of funerary pyre that is surrounded by runes carved into the ground and a ring of skeletons which appear to be dancing. And Talus in the center just kind of reciting something in Giant that no one other than him can understand, as the flames lick extremely high. This is a very big structure. He has used both sets of owlbear bones to construct a massive fire.
Kolok, exhausted from the fight and the trip out of town and the and climbing out of the well and essentially pulling your companions and all the skeletons up out of the well. When Talus offered to take the first watch, you did not know that this is what he had in mind. And you awaken to the flames and light that suddenly fill the clearing off the beaten path that you have used as a campsite, kind of away from these, maybe even in the building below, in that burned out building. You suddenly get the sensation of light and heat and the shouting of Giant, and it stirs you from your slumber.
Talus!
What?
What are you doing?
Contacting the ancestors.
What do you mean you're contacting the ancestors?
I tried to ask them for something before and it didn't work, so now I'm using more advanced materials to contact the ancestors.
Okay. Why are you trying to contact them?
And to ask them for some boons.
Boons?
Yes, boons. I give them bones, they give me boons.
What boons?
I want to ask them what their will is, what they would have me do. I wish to ask them where my skeletons have gone and that they may be led back to me. And I wish to ask them where my mother has gone.
Wait, your mom?
Yes.
I'm
I
sorry.
need her help.
I thought you were like exiled or something. Was your mom exiled with you?
Oh no, she was exiled like 2 years before me.
apparently runs in the family then.
So this is the scene that you come upon as the wagon crests the final hill of Lucy's directions. You just see this huge burning signal fire constructed of owlbear bones.
I just look at that and I go, well, one, that's subtle, and two, what on earth is he doing now? That better not be more skeleton, zombie, whatever he's trying to create. And what the hell are those bones as well? So I'm guessing the bones are quite big.
Oh yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad the directions we got from Ray. I mean, these hills. I mean, she said they look like bubbles. I'm just glad she actually got us to the right spot. But
Yeah,
made
I
it.
wonder. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
let's go down and see what is going on here, because I wonder if we can stop it.
I feel like Lucy's last direction was, Talus said there's going to be a fire. Just look for that.
I'm picturing just like an I Spy game between the two of them, and that's how they're. And it's just like, oh, I see something brown. I'm like, okay.
You're on the right track. There's lots of brown things over here.
Yeah, just be careful. I don't know what's going on. And I still don't trust these three.
Talus.
Don't trust whatever that's doing.
Well,
Come on, we better make
Let's see.
ourselves known.
As you say that, I'm gonna stand up and shout, I'm like, hi, Lucy!
done.
Do I make like a perception check to hear if I hear that? Or-
No, you can just hear it. That's fine.
Okay, and then I'll just jump up and down being like, hi,
So how tall is this tower? Is it like a funeral pyre, like a good 5 or 10 feet, or is it like starting, like, is he making a pyramid of bones?
I feel like it's wide more than like tall.
Yeah, it's a fairly large structure, but it probably is. It's fairly tall. Maybe not quite that tall, but it's pretty just big.
Yeah, let's say it's like the size of a large creature.
Yeah, because it's made out of large creature.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So it probably takes up, like I said, like a 20-foot cube of space. And Talus, describe you beseeching the ancestors as they roll on up. Kolak, you see the wagon approaching, and hear Ray shouting a hello to Lucy across the field.
I kind of like I'm gonna put a hand on Talos' shoulder before he gets started, and just be like, just try and finish this up before the other guy gets too freaked out.
I will make something of an attempt.
Talus, go ahead and describe your ritual.
Okay, so an important thing to note as the elves get closer is that they'll actually notice that the skeletons, they're dancing, and but they're also, like, their mouths are moving, and as they get closer they will actually be able to hear that the skeletons are chanting along with Talus, because the College of Bones allows skeletons to sing, the most important feature in the entire College of Bones.
Is it only sing?
They can sing and play instruments, can't they?
I like to think when they can't talk, they have to, like, sing song everything that they want to communicate.
I like to imagine that they cannot just talk normally. It has to be song.
I just can't get over the fucking skeletons with the big old saxophones. I just can't. Every time I see them, I'm just like, what in the actual hell?
They're barred skeletons.
Every skeleton Talus makes is also a bard. So Talus is standing by this fire, and he is holding in his hand a sort of effigy made out of the bones of the hobgoblin captain that we had, that he almost died for a while ago. And he is sort of he's standing in this ring of runes next to this flaming giant pyre, and he is looking up at the sky, and he is saying in giant, "Ancestors, heed my call. Before you, I prepare a fire of warriors. In your honor, 2 beasts with strength unmatched by mortal men, and 1 hobgoblin with a cunning mind. I give you these gifts, and ask humbly in return. I ask to know your will, to know what you would have me do. I I do not wish you to believe myself to be an agent of Morrigan, of these strange and foreign gods to me. I wish I wish you to gather my skeletons, my lost children, and guide them back to me. And I wish of you to tell me where my mother has gone. I, I have need of her magics. I have need of her wisdom, and also I miss her. So that would be appreciated, great ancestral spirits. I ask these of you with patience. My faith will not falter this time. You will send me your omens in the time and the place of your choosing, not mine. So I give you the sacrifice, spirits, and ask you bestow upon me your boons, that I may serve you as none have ever served you before. And then he is just going to actually throw this bone effigy in his hand directly into the fire, releasing a giant plume of smoke because he had stuffed the skull of it full of a bunch of herbs, and he's just going to walk right up to it and breathe a good bunch of that smoke right in there. And then as he's gonna just kind of watch the smoke rise into the sky and just wait to see if there is any response, any indication that the ancestors have heard him.
Okay. Talus. This. First of all, do you have an inspiration die?
I sure do.
Okay. The first thing I need you to do is make a religion roll.
Just gonna go ahead and use my inspiration die on that one.
Save it. Make the religion roll first.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Nice.
Now I need you to make an intelligence saving throw. And I recommend that you use your inspiration on this as you breathe in the smoke.
I'm sorry, what was that roll I had to make?
I need you to make an intelligence saving throw. And I would recommend that you use your inspiration on it.
I will use the inspiration.
Okay. As you breathe in the smoke and step back away from the pyre, the smoke not only fills your lungs, but it fills your vision and swirls. Your eyes fill with darkness and cold. And you feel yourself connect with some spirit of your ancestors. You sense a void. And not really with a voice. You hear or feel the sensation or understand in the depths of your mind, which is teetering on the edge of sanity at this moment. Ask your questions, but there will be a cost.
Very well. I would know what the ancestors would have me do. Before all else.
There's a long silence. And then the ancestors, they would have you steal power. Power that is mine.
This is no one, then. The very first.
There's no answer. There's no response, I should say.
Talus considers this for a long moment.
I will let you know, mechanically speaking, you can ask 4 more questions.
Okay. Talus will then say, very well. Where is my mother? Hello, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. I want to make sure. I have to think of the response. And there is
That kind
a.
of the question.
Yeah, there's a
Wanted
sucking.
to confirm. The question was.
This is like, whoa, that's a question.
Yeah, there's like a sucking void as you ask these questions. So, just take my silences as you waiting for the answers, because that is literally what is happening.
Yes.
Near the sea.
The sea. Then there are holes in my knowledge of my craft. There are forbidden secrets, things that many would not have me know, but to excel, to do what I do, I ask you where I may find forbidden knowledge of necromancy. Then, no one. If there is to be a price, then let me gain something as well.
Seek the tome.
Talus considers this and then nods, and then asks, "The ancestors took your power for their own. Why did they do this? Do you think, no one? Was it greed or fear or... I have always wished to know what it was that did this."
For power. They took power for power.
I see. I ask you this. Does my mother serve you or the ancestors? Do you know?
How to answer this, because you asked a multiple choice question.
True.
She is no one. Or she is nobody.
I see. I see. Then, for this knowledge, may I know what the price shall be?
There is a sensation of the smoke that you inhaled being ripped from your lungs. And the light floods back to your eyes. And... well, that was a weak-ass roll. You take 14 necrotic damage and fall unconscious.
Okay. Talus just collapses.
Is that part of the ritual, Talus? I'll shout over.
Sort of glance over at Talus. I think he's taking a nap.
He's just like face down in the dirt.
When the smoke, when Talus collapses, the fire completely snuffs out.
Seems like he might have gotten his answers. We'll have to figure out what those are after he wakes up.
I just look at Koloth. I'm guessing he wasn't creating more of those things.
Oh no. Apparently he was calling to his ancestors for some answers.
Okay.
Do you have a problem with consorting with ancestral spirits, or is that okay?
I have not a problem as long as he's not creating more skeletons. We really don't see why we need any more of those things.
Well, once he starts losing some, he'll have to make more, won't he?
Maybe I can talk him out of doing that.
Yeah, good luck with that. Anyway, I sort of go into the cart and start fetching my things. I'm gonna make sure we're all well armed. We'll probably have a little bit of travel ahead of us. Can't go back to Redinber, so we're gonna have to find our way to probably someplace else. Before we can continue as far as our particular journey is concerned, we're gonna need to be able to take Redinber for ourselves. And even though the main force is gonna be leaving, they're still gonna be leaving back a contingency force, and there's still gonna be walls there. We can go back through the well, but they're gonna be looking for us there. I'd like to take the city itself as opposed to trying to sneak our way in.
Why are we taking a city?
Well, just to be clear on all the details that at least I'm aware of, not certain how caught up you guys are, but underneath the city is an old forge where evidently there are some malevolent forces at work. May be responsible for the drought. I don't know. The hammer wasn't really all that specific.
It was a bit more specific with me. There's a mummy. And it has forces. And it's acting as an agent for some force called... Sorry, from my notes away, that doesn't help, does it? Zekamon.
Right. I don't know who that is.
It appears to be some sort of demon lord of domination. That's what it was described to me as.
Huh. Sounds like a demon lord I might get along with.
So you're saying the plan is to waltz into the city, kill whatever's underneath it, kill whatever's on top of it, and then what? Walk out? I don't see how this helps us. I've got
All right. For one, I think we're both aware at this point that the Redinber higher-ups are all working alongside the malevolent forces that we're talking about, at least to one degree or another. Exactly how much they are aware of this, I don't know, but it seems pretty clear. Outside of that, I'd like to make sure that they don't have a home to return to, so that when their army ends up getting turned around at some point, they can't return back in and gets all safe inside their walls. So that's one thing. Secondarily, taking out the Redinber forces in general, or at least forcing them to surrender, might give us some information as far as what they're doing and why they're doing it. We'll have free access to the palace, which means free access to their offices, which means free access to any communications that they've had. That gives us more information there. The Redinber forces won't be a threat if they don't have any place to go and they are surrounded by enemy forces, at least as far as their perspective is concerned. Now, the reason why this is important as far as the spear is concerned is because we're fairly certain the spear is either with them underneath the city or with somebody that they've been working with. Either way, regardless of what the answer is, disabling the Redinber forces is what's important.
Perfect. Now we get to kill an army too. Have you questioned the man that you ran off with last time we saw each other?
No, we tied him up and then took a rest. We're pretty exhausted.
Yeah, it's still nighttime. You guys haven't had a full long rest yet, and he is still passed out from the fight. You're captive, or unconscious, not passed out. He will be unconscious. Well, he should be waking up soon, probably with like 1 hit point from being stabilized. But yeah, you traveled, and it is the middle of the night at this point.
So, I'll handle the interrogation if you don't mind.
You mind if I watch?
Sure.
Do you mind if I sleep?
Go for it. Just try not to bother Talos' skeletons too much.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go somewhere far away from them.
Talos' skeletons have continued to chant and sing because that was the last command they were given before he went unconscious. And they will continue to do that until he gives them a new command.
Lucy would like to join them in the dancing and singing. I mean, she's just, she can't resist a good party invite.
Raina will join her as well after going over to Talos and kind of flipping him over and wiping the dust off his face and kind of giving him a pillow so he could take his nap in comfort.
Talus is out cold.
So, myself and Vespasian will kind of like hover Mr. Unconscious Guard Man.
Merrick, you're finding a place to...
Yeah, I'll probably, if there's an interrogation inside, I'm used to sleeping outside anyway, so I'll kind of crouch down on the other side of the wall, and that gives me a good gap between me and the dancing skeletons as well.
Understood.
I'll just kind of hunker down, pull my cloak over me.
The guard...
While we're...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you first.
While we're waiting on the guard, Kolok's going to just kind of like glance over to Vespasian a little bit. What do you think about a war?
I envy it. I think it's about time. I haven't got blood on my blade for weeks.
We're of the same mind on that front. You have any...
Though, who do you plan on fighting, if I may ask? Because, no offense, but your troop hardly looks like it could handle an entire army by itself.
Oh, I don't plan on doing it on our own. Obviously, we got to get some forces ready.
Did you have forces in mind?
Couple. We know who Redinber threatens at the moment. Using that information, we can go ahead and get them on board as far as taking Redinber itself. And if we can convince them that the danger lies beyond merely that, then we can keep them for a little bit more of a campaign. During that particular... During that outing, we can potentially convince a decent portion of the soldiers that fighting is their lives. It's important. It's fun. It's very rewarding. Maybe convince them to take up the mantle of mercenaries. Start our own group. An actual group. A real group. A sizable group. Powerful one. There, who knows?
We'll need more than just mercenaries to defeat an army. It takes an army to defeat an army. And if you're just looking for sedition, it may be harder to come by than you think.
Oh, I'm not looking for sedition. You seem to think that I have a purpose for this. Some sort of end goal as far as what I want from the war. I don't. All I want's the war itself.
See,
You understand?
You think that you may not have a plan. It doesn't mean that he doesn't.
That who doesn't?
Morgan.
Morgan's plans are not for me to know. Not for you to know either. If she blesses my war, then great. But I'm going to be doing it in her name regardless.
That is what she wants. If it comes to pass, it is what was willed. But we should talk to this man.
True.
Before he gets too much to the rest.
So, how do you feel about executing prisoners when we're done with them?
I haven't said anything to the contrary.
Just
I
making
don't know
sure.
why you would think I would be against it.
Well, in that case, you might want to make sure that Lucy and Reyna are nowhere to be found when it happens. They don't seem the types to be agreeable to that sort of measure.
I don't know. You'll have to ask Reyna her own opinions.
Well, I know what Lucy says.
Lucy, I'll defer to you on that.
We had a incident at one of the towns that we were trying to keep Redinber from being able to take. They were mostly evacuated, but the mayor stayed. He said he wanted to give the Redinber soldiers a parting gift. Some elemental gems. I told him it would be suicide, and he didn't really care. It's pointless. I didn't see the point. I didn't see it. I didn't understand what his reasoning was. It's not like he was looking for battle or war or anything. It was just to spite them. But those could have been used for much more interesting purposes. And we did, eventually. Couldn't convince him, though. my old XO, Century, he had his own solution. Took the mayor outside, told him he was going to lead him to the Redinber soldiers himself. And then once they got outside the town, just decapitated him. Buried his body. Total innocent. All he wanted to do was...
Sure he was buried. As far as I look...
He was, initially.
It doesn't
Talos.
look like many bodies. You bury many bodies.
He was initially buried. Talus, Lucy, and I, and at the time our other companions, they weren't too fond of this manner of execution, especially since he didn't even consult with us first. Talus demanded to know where the body was, got a hold of it, tried to sew his head back together, and now we're trying to figure out a way to restore him, along with everything else that we're doing. But I know that sort of violence, killing somebody that you don't need to, that's something that I don't think Lucy can handle.
There are always casualties.
There are. But I don't know if you've noticed, Lucy's not exactly the battle-hardened type.
No, but it looks like she can hold her own as well.
She can.
Anyone that has survived this long, especially under your leadership,
She's amazingly powerful. She would be really useful. But I don't know if you've noticed. It's like she doesn't really see things the way that you and I do. The way that anybody does, really. Her mind seems to be different. Just entirely. It's almost like she views everything as some sort of book that she's taking part in, as opposed to actual reality.
Yes, well, some of us are blessed more than others, I guess. People like you and me, we've had to just rise up from the bottom in the ranks. Make what we were given. Honed our own talents. It's not always something that just is given to you. As if a gift from another being.
Were you a soldier?
Once.
I envy that. Never had the opportunity myself. Traveled on my own for a long time.
I would rather we save this conversation for another date.
Just some idle curiosities I'm going over.
Pressing matters to concern.
The prisoner begins to stir.
Oh, good morning.
You took the commanding officer of that kill squad, correct? Mm. And have you stripped him of his plate? Or is he still...
He is disarmed, but he still has his plate on. He's just tied up at the moment.
He kind of kicks himself up into a sitting position, his arms still tied. Looks back and forth between the two of you. His eyes hard.
Well, that assassination attempt didn't go the way you wanted to, did it?
He says nothing.
Listen, my friend.
Happening, I'm going to start fiddling. I'm going to pull the rope out of my bag and I'm going to start fiddling with it.
Okay.
Listen, my friend. There's a lot of ways in which this can go. Easy, hard, difficult. I don't know. Kind of depends on my mood and your cooperativeness. So, question is, where do you want to start? You want to start by saying hello? Maybe giving me your name?
He spits at your feet.
So, is there rafters in here, or is there like support beams?
Oh no, this is a burned out building.
It's completely.
Yeah.
Perfect. And can I see the cart from where I'm at?
Oh sure.
Perfect. I'm gonna make my way over to the cart. Continue.
He spits at your feet, Kolok, and turns his chin up.
Kolok smiles a little bit, and he kind of takes him by his arms that are tied up and carries him a little bit out of the building, one of the southern exits here.
Okay.
I just kind of sit him in front of the bunch of singing and chanting skeletons.
More
Thought we might have.
monsters.
Would you like to join them? They look like they're having fun. You know what it's like to be turned into a skeleton? You know what it's like to be risen? It's trapped. You're under that buffoon's command. As I point to Talus, who's face down in the ground, just kind of like fucking passed out. You don't have any thoughts of your own, just his will. You join all of them. You start singing and dancing. You look like a fool. Nobody recognizes you, but you know who you are. I imagine it's probably torture in there for them. What do you think?
They look like they're having a good time.
Want to join them?
As this is happening,
I'm gonna unhitch the horses. Do they have like saddles on them?
They don't have saddles on them, but there are 2 saddles in the wagon that we use for them.
I'm gonna go over to the wagon and I'm gonna fiddle and hitch up the saddles onto the horses. Continue.
You want to join them? If you think they're having so much fun, I can go ahead and let Talus know.
he says, "You do plan to kill me, don't you?"
Maybe. It's a good possibility. Especially if you're useless to me. If I can't get anything out of you, there's no reason to keep you around. It might be a danger to everybody else.
And
But that's kind of up to you now, isn't it?
you don't plan to kill me either way?
It's a strong possibility. Especially if you continue to be difficult. But if you're nice and cooperative and say everything that I need you to, might give you a fighting chance. Untie you. Let you start walking back to wherever you think you need to go. We'll see if you make it. Might be fun. Besides, I like having people hate me. Which is why I'm actually not all that offended at the assassination attempt. Ondar, Redinber itself, I like the fact that they find me threatening. That they really want me dead. It means I'm in their heads. So if you end up returning back, you're going to have a big reason to want to kill me. Which means you're going to put up a hell of a good fight next time.
Vespasian?
So I have hooked up the saddles onto the horses. I've unhitched the horses. I'm going to start leading the horses back around the building because I'm going to look in and see that Kolok is no longer there.
Okay.
So I'm going to send one out the back. So I'm going to lead them around the trail.
Ray and Lucy, are you guys dancing with the skeletons?
Yes, and I really hope it's intimidation of Kolok's speech.
Oh, God. Okay, you lead the horses around, and give me a persuasion check, Kolok.
Alrighty.
Fighting chance, you say? What do you want to know, monster?
Nothing too big. I don't imagine you know everything that Ondar does, do you?
Nobody knows everything Ondar knows.
So you're probably not going to know a whole heck of a lot for me. But you might know a few things. For one, do you know who all Redinber plans to start attacking once they have drained this land of everything that they can? I know Draen's on that list.
Draen is that list.
That it? Just taking Draen and no more? Come on. I know Ondar and them have way bigger aspirations than that.
If they do, they haven't told me.
Fair enough. So they're gonna be heading to Draen, huh? How, in your experience, how quickly do you think they'll make it there?
He gives you the actual time it would take for an army to march to Draen. I don't have the number on my off the top of my head right now, but I'll put it together for you.
Whole army, given that distance, I'd say probably about a month.
Probably.
Okay. What do you know about underneath Redinber? You been told anything about that?
There are some old dwarven tunnels that run through the city. One of them is an old escape tunnel used to get out of the city in case of sieges.
So they know about that. Good. Interesting.
Most of it is collapsed. They're unused.
All right. Well, it's good to know that they're aware of it. Weird that they didn't pursue us through there, but I guess that might have been a bit too much of a problem.
I'll tell you, when he says most of it is collapsed and unused, like, it was... The inflection was like, they're worthless, is essentially the, what the vibe he gives off, right?
Gotcha. So he doesn't really know of any sort of importance to them. He's just like, I know that they exist.
Yeah. They're old tunnels that are defunct, broken down, like dangerous and collapsed. But they were not when you went down there.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotcha. All right. On top of that, I do have another question. How aware is Ondar of the threat that the bugbears and the hobgoblins and the goblins are? Does he know? Did he take my report seriously?
He gets a little tight-lipped about this, and right around that time, Vespasian walks around the building with the horses. Vespasian, what are you doing with these horses?
Kolak. Was he talking yet?
He said a few things. He's been pretty cooperative, actually. Been a
Really?
real good boy.
I was thinking about taking a midnight ride. So, as long as you're not having any issues with him, did you tell him we were planning on letting him go?
Potentially. Since he's so very cooperative, I feel like it'd be a good idea.
Kind of look at him. And
Just
so you
kinda,
did tell him.
as I'm saying, since he's so very cooperative, I'm just kind of like patting him on the cheek, just.
He scowls.
Right.
Is there any
So
other
since
questions?
just a few. Since you got all silent when I asked you what Ondar was aware of when it came to the hobgoblins and whether or not they'd be a threat, I'm coming to a bit of a conclusion here. You can go ahead and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. He knew before I even said anything. He was already aware that they were a threat, but he was fine with it because he's part of the reason that they're a threat, right?
He stays tight-lipped.
You're getting all quiet on me. See, here I was thinking I was going to go ahead and let you have a chance at getting back to your people so that you can rest up, heal up, and rearm yourself and come after me the way that I know you really want to. But now, nothing. Not a single word. Not even a denial. Which makes me think that I'm on the right track, but why wouldn't you just let me know?
You see him, like, mulling this over. It's like moving his jaw, thinking. You can see the gears turning in his head.
I suggest you answer the man's question.
Come on, you know I'm on the right track. Ondar's a user.
Hear that? I could take him off your hands for a little bit. You might enjoy a midnight ride.
Would you like that? Would you like to go on a ride with the Spacian?
He looks at the horses and the rope in your hands. Back to Kolok. You can choose to make either a persuasion or intimidation roll, and with one of you giving the help action, whoever wants to make the roll can make the roll. And the other
plus
one.
5 to intimidation.
Yeah, I've got persuasion, so I'll make the.
What is your persuasion, Vespasian?
It's. I've got advantage on my persuasion rolls, and so my persuasion is. Oh no, I don't. It's a +7 or +8 to persuasion.
So you can have him make a persuasion with the help action.
With,
so yeah,
Spacian.
You have advantage with your +8.
19.
So he looks at the horses and the rope, to Kolok, to the skeletons. And knew that hobgoblins are not to be trusted. He's renegotiating.
All right. See, that's exactly what I was thinking. Ondar, you crafty bastard. Well, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Give me a decent idea as to what all you guys are aware of and what Ondar's next plan of attack is. So you think that he's just after Drayan. Ondar, he wants it all. That's his kind. That's his type. He's a user. As far as our Lord of Redinber is concerned, he's just a pawn on the chessboard. At least as far as Ondar is concerned. Yeah. This is good. I can use this. I can use this real well. Now, one more thing. You said he's in the middle of renegotiating. Does that mean he has correspondence that I could potentially find some way to get my hands on?
He's not that stupid.
He's got to renegotiate somehow. Does he do it in person?
Ondar keeps an artificer on a short leash.
Does he now?
Provides him with the ability to communicate over distances, as well as other various trinkets.
Is this artificer going with him as far as the campaign is concerned to Draen?
Ondar does not belong on a battlefield.
So he's going to be staying behind, is what you're saying.
Zerket and Groft himself will be leading the forces to Draen.
All right. Okay. That's great. That's great information. I can't wait. Leaving all of his soldiers to attack another place while he himself stays behind in a minimally fortified palace. I love it. I love it. He put a lot of cards in this, didn't he?
How much value do you place on my life?
At this point, not a whole heck of a lot. Why are you asking?
There is something you need to know about the defenses in the city once the armies leave.
Oh.
But I need to be assured of my survival first.
I'll look over to Vespasian. We'll ensure it.
Your communications officer can speak to people at a distance with her mind. Zerket has told us of this. You let me leave to the farthest of her range, and then I will give you the information that you seek.
Playing yourself a little defensively, huh? I can understand your position. What do you think, Vespasian? Let him go in exchange for information on how to take down those walls?
I have a better proposition. We duel for it. If you win, you get to leave. We don't chase you. We don't track you. But if I win, you have to tell us what we want. And then we let you go.
And if you kill me in the duel, you get no information at all.
It's a gentleman's duel, is it not? Unless your word can't be trusted.
I duel for my freedom, and still need to provide you with information to save my life. Then again,
Well,
I
yeah,
guess, what choice do I have? You have me in chains.
It's an option. You're certainly in no position to fight right now, so we can do it in the morning.
I think it's better that we do it right now. I'm still in kind of pressure. I didn't even get much to shed much blood in that last battle that you... What was it? Surprised us with an assassin? One of the lowest...
You seem more offended by this than the guy who was actually being assassinated.
Well, there's not much honor in that kind of battle. I'll tell you that as a soldier.
If you want to kill me, don't toy with me, just do it. I am exhausted. I have been beaten and bruised. My armor is compacted around my chest and I can barely breathe. If you wish to duel me, it is like dueling a cripple. Wait till I am fresh, as you are, or just kill me.
Really wouldn't be much of a fight there, Vespasian. Do you really think it's all that fair? He knows more than anybody.
Looking him up and down, Vespasian, I will give you mechanically that he is literally at 1 hit point right now. If you hit him once, he will be unconscious.
Oh yeah, I know.
Okay.
I didn't even get touched. That's why I was like, So
Honestly, I'm in disagreement with Vespasian on this one. To be entirely honest, I think assassination's perfectly legitimate as a form of warfare, especially if you have some key people that you need to get rid of for one reason or another. Power is power, as far as I'm concerned. I hold no ill will against you. You're an enemy combatant. I'm an enemy combatant. You gotta kill each other. It's just how it is. But, all things considered, there are rules to these sorts of things. When you are cooperative and when you are a prisoner, it is my responsibility to have us a little bit of honor and retain my word. You were very cooperative. So, as much as I would love to see Vespasian gut you, because, well, who doesn't love a little bit of blood? I'll go ahead and give in to your particular offer. I'm feeling pretty generous right now. I feel like I've just figured out everything. And I love it. I really do. I'm in a great mood right now. Lucy!
Yeah.
Come here!
Okay. I'll finish up dancing and bow to whatever skeleton I was dancing with, and then hop on over.
The skeleton doesn't even notice that you bow to it. It just continues to dance.
Lucy, I want you to go ahead and establish a connection with this guy here.
Sure thing.
Lucy, what is the range on your telepathic communication?
It depends what I roll on my psionic die. It's like 1 mile for every number.
Understood.
So if I roll like a 10, then 10 miles.
Okay.
She's going to establish a connection with you. I'm going to go ahead and untie you, and I'm going to let you walk. If you get attacked by some sort of monsters or beasts or whatever on the road, not my problem.
So 7 hours and 7 miles.
Okay. Will you at least give me a dagger?
You're asking for a lot. You really are.
The information I have will keep you alive.
I'll toss him my hand axe.
He'll take it, tuck it into his belt.
He's still tied up, isn't he?
No, he just untied him.
I'm untying him.
Okay.
Oh.
He'll catch it clumsily and slip it into his belt.
All right. I expect to hear from Lucy some information from you as soon as you exit our eye shot. Understand?
He nods. And
if you don't, we have horses. We can catch up to you.
I'm aware. He starts walking back in the direction of Redinber.
Lucy will immediately start making small talk with him. Psychically.
He will... As much as it annoys him and he tries to ignore the small talk that you're making, he somehow ends up getting sucked into it because, Lucy, you're just so damn nice. And as soon as he turns and cannot see the building or the cart anymore, Lucy... He tells you Andar is consorting with something. He has plans for the fortress once the armies have left. There will be... We, his personal guard, were introduced to some of these things that will be protecting him and the city in case the hobgoblins decide to invade. He is making the hobgoblins aware of this and is using it to negotiate their aid in defending the city from the outside of the walls and taking Dre in whatever capacity they wish to aid him, and they will be given spoils for their loyalty.
Wow, okay. Yeah, I guess that seems pretty smart of him. Who exactly is he consorting with? You said something?
Some dark creature, some evil power.
Was it like that gargoyle prince guy?
No,
Was it the mummy?
I don't know. It is
Oh,
something.
okay. I thought you got to meet them.
I got to meet creatures that formed in shadow.
Oh, so like ghosts?
Maybe?
Oh, well, yeah. That seems pretty smart. Okay, thanks for the info and keeping your word. Good luck getting back, I guess.
How long will this go on?
It depends how many miles out you are. It should last 7 miles.
Which 7 miles will take him about 4 hours to traverse, and I don't know how exhausted he is right now. So yeah,
Did we take
he's gonna stop and take a short rest and use some hit die, and then keep going.
You got some hit.
The whole time he's trying to short rest.
Oh,
Anyway, she'll pass on all the information to Koloff to the best of her memory.
Yes, good. Good. Ah! So
They have a
good!
ghost.
Lucy, Kola kind of puts his hands on her shoulders. We're in fucking business.
and,
Nice.
with that statement, you guys can take a long rest, and we'll take a quick break because I need to get some more water. We'll be right back.
All right.
Hello, everyone. We have returned. When we left off, post the interrogation of the Redinber soldier, and the party finally had a long rest. Talus, you wake up in the same spot you passed out in, and the rest of you kind of start gathering for a morning meal. Did you make a plan over the course of the night?
Kolok would have explained at least a bit of it, at least the first bit. He'll explain to everybody else that there are some dwarves that we know that we're associated with, and we need to go talk to them before we can begin anything else. But ultimately, his plan is to gather the forces of 2 major spots and have them descend on Redinber. It's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of traveling, and it's going to take a lot of convincing, but he thinks it can work.
Okay. So you gather up in the morning, you load things onto the cart, and you begin to head in the direction of the Bronzefall Hill. Okay. It is going to take you, if you're skirting around Redinber, from where you are, it'll take you about 3 days to get to the dwarves.
All right. I'll make sure that everybody is either riding in the cart or riding a horse. Actually, we only have the 2.
You only have the 2.
Yeah, so we'll try and get everybody in the carts, but I'm not sure. I'll have to let Talus know that the skeletons are going to have to be inert for now to save room.
This is acceptable.
It's more than acceptable.
While we're riding, I'll talk to Talus a little bit.
What's that, Talus?
When Merrick said more than acceptable, Talus said, "Never mind, stop being acceptable."
Dallas, we need to get places really quickly. We have a very narrow window of time. We need to make sure we get everything done, okay? I know that you have some ideological differences with one of our new companions here, but it's important to work together for now, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. Like, if he dies, I'm just gonna bring him back to life and everything. There's like no hard feelings. It's good.
So, as far as that ritual is concerned, did you get any answers?
I did. You know Morrigan?
Of course.
Your god, yeah. Was there ever like I'm new to this whole religion, so I don't know a lot about yours. Was there like a big god that was there, and then all the other gods like took their power from that god, or anything like that?
Doesn't come to mind.
Okay, well, I worship the ancestral spirits as in a Watan, as I was taught, but I tried to call them, but they weren't the ones who answered. It was a much older spirit, but they did answer, so that was good. That was nice.
From your hesitation, I'm imagining not the answers that you were looking for.
They were a little vague, but I mean, it was more than I had before.
Anything that you can do anything off of?
At some point, I will want to travel by the sea. There is someone around there that I must find, my mother. And I must seek it home, though I was not given a name. But for now, we should focus on Redinber.
All right. Listen, when you do get more information, let me know. You're important too, okay?
I will do this. Thank you, Kola.
I will need 3. I will need some rolls.
What do you need? I got you handled.
All right. I need 3 D100 rolls.
Alrighty. That is a 15, a 10, and a 77.
Okay. Okay. And then, I'm assuming, Merrick, that you are leading the way and perhaps scouting for... What are you doing?
Yeah, so I think that's the thing. I was planning sort of setting off a little bit ahead of the group, enough to keep them in sight, but making sure essentially scouting ahead, making sure the way is clear, checking to make sure there's no, we're not crossing any tracks or anything that's in surprise. I'm kind of also watching if we're going anywhere near Redinber, that there's no signs of troops or anything like that coming our way as well.
Okay. Give me 3 survival rolls.
Survival.
Nice. Okay. All right. I think our music stopped. That's weird. You are traveling for 3 days. You have these conversations as you go. The first day is very warm, hot. It is hot, but the skies are clear, and the day goes fairly smoothly. You you find yourself entering the hills and mountains, and the land around you is continuously just drier and drier, and the mountains, which should be like cooler and at least have some sense of life, are these just dry gray stone towering, just scorching rock. Like Merrick, placing your hand on the stone is almost too hot to leave it there for more than a moment. By the third day, there's just a scorching heat as you get within sight of this hill. You skirt around Redinber, and you don't come into contact with any patrols. You're able to keep the party moving in such a way that any travelers to and from the city wouldn't come in contact with you, especially not with the skeletons. And as you enter the mountains, just past Redinber, you begin to hear off in the distance the sound of war drums from the direction of the city. It seems that Redinber has started to march.
Ooh. I take it we can all hear the drums. Or...
Yeah, you hear them first, but then again, as you pass far enough away from the city that you're out of sight of the walls, obviously. But you can hear the drums. The air is hot and there's no wind this day. And so the silence, the lack of any animal noises or anything for miles, the drums just carry.
Anybody else find war drums just incredibly relaxing?
No.
It's not something I've really heard.
I do. Sometimes I make the skeletons play them just so I can go to sleep at night.
I wish they'd change it up a little more. Like, why is it the same beats over and over?
It's simpler like that. You just gotta keep. If you do more complex beats, it only really works if you do more complex beats on top of like other instruments. Otherwise, it just sounds like noise.
Wow. If that's them leaving, I think that's our timescale kind of kicked off as well.
Well, we already knew that. I'm pretty happy about this. I can't believe he's still doing this knowing that we're still out here and about. Andar thinks he's got everything figured out. Can't wait to prove him wrong.
Careful, we still need an army.
Oh, we'll get an army. No worries on that front.
As you enter the final push before hitting the hill that the dwarves are kind of hiding out in, leads you through a ridged pass in the mountains. And about halfway through that pass, a windstorm kicks up on this last day of travel. Heavy winds, and with it come all kinds of like dust and dirt and debris. Kolak, this feels like the type of storm, especially with the amount of heat that's coming off of the land, that you would have found back home, not out here in Oregon. This is the type of storm you would find in the desert, not here. And it continues to pick up, and Merrick, it's getting to the point where visibility is cut to basically zero. But you remember just before like visibility began to completely diminish, that there was a break in the cliff face, a cave of some sort up ahead, not too far from where you are now.
Am I ahead of the group, or am I still with them at the moment?
I think you would have been. Would you have been scouting ahead as you enter this pass,
Yeah.
or okay? Then yes,
No,
you're
I'm
ahead of
just
the
getting
group.
ahead.
And Lucy, with Merrick scouting ahead, would you have kept up telepathic communication with him?
Yeah, especially if he's going out of sight or trying, especially in the dust storm too.
Okay. And the dust storm kind of kicked up very slowly. At first, it was just a little windy, and then all of a sudden, it was everywhere. So you rolled a 1, Lucy. I need you.
So only 1 hour and 1 mile.
Okay. Does that raise your psychic die to the next level, or is that the highest?
No, yeah, it goes up to a D10.
Okay, so it goes up to a D10. I need you to make a wisdom save, please.
Me?
Yes.
All right.
As Lucy's true personality tries to push against the bounds of your possession, you just kind of like reassert control over the little voice that is deep down inside you, trying to break free.
Yep, I'm gonna ignore that.
Push those feelings down deeper.
Who's driving the cart?
To repress.
Who's driving the cart?
I'll be driving the cart because I always know where north is. So even if I have no visibility, I'm still able to fucking keep myself on track.
Okay, I need an animal handling check from you.
Alrighty.
And at the same point in time, Lucy, we need to get out of the storm. I've never seen anything like this before. There appears to be some cave or fissure, just a bit further from where you are. Probably not another 5-10 minutes. I'll kind of move up to it, and I'll wait for you outside it.
Okay, be careful. I'll tell everyone else. And then I'll tell everyone that, Merrick found a cave up ahead and he's going to scout up to see if it would be a good place to get shelter.
Okay.
I'll move up to the cave mouth.
Okay. Merrick, you move up to the cave mouth and you can feel the difference in temperature as soon as your back is to the cave mouth. Just the cool air and darkness that is inside of it. And you shelter your eyes from the sands, and eventually the cart rolls up. Kolak, maintaining control of the horses, and you can pull into this fissure. The cave entrance mouth is just big enough that you can pull the cart into it if you need to, but the sandstorm kind of whips around, even filling just the mouth of the cave with this whipping, burning heat and just gravel against your person.
I'll pull the cart inside.
Yeah, as soon as they know where I am, where they're coming from, I'll step into the cave, and that way I can have a look about it before the rest of them arrive.
Okay.
Just to make sure there's nothing untoward in there.
All right, give me a stealth roll, and what's your passive perception in the dark?
Passive 16.
Okay. Chat was just like, roll initiative. You move into the cave, and as you head looking through the cave, it goes back and kind of to a into a decline and off to kind of a leftward curving slope, and you can hear kind of quiet muttering.
I'll very carefully begin to move to the back of the cave, getting right in from the light so that I'm completely in the darkness.
It is pitch black as you turn down this way, and you see kind of in the shades of black and white of your dark vision. You see a figure, a humanoid figure, kind of hunched. There is a gentle glow coming from their chest, and there's a chain that is connected from their neck to a stone pillar in the center of this small cave. It's a little wider than, like, you travel down this tunnel that's maybe 10 feet wide, and then it opens up into this maybe 15-foot radius cave opening where this pillar with this figure, this hunched figure, sits. They sit with their back against this pillar, their head down, muttering to themselves, and you can see the chain kind of bolted or wrapped around this stone pillar in the midst of the room.
I'll just think back to Lucy. There's someone in here, and they appear to be chained. I'm going to just tell others to be a bit careful when they come in, and I'll kind of step forward to the figure. Yep. Human man.
You're you approach this figure that's muttering.
Yep.
Sorry, I was reading my notes. Did you say something to them, or are you just approaching them quietly?
Yeah, I've sent a message back to Lucy to say that there's someone in here.
Okay.
And I'll move towards the figure. Can I make out whether it's a man or a woman or a human?
It's as you start moving towards them. Let me know when you make your presence known. But as you start moving towards them, they're human. They look human. They are. It's a man, human man, and again, there's some kind of dimly glowing light coming from their chest, and they're just looking down. You can see kind of wispy hair that is about medium length, just kind of hanging down over the face and around the ears, and hiding their features slightly. But you can see the ears are rounded. They're about the height of a human.
So I'll deliberately scuff the ground to make a noise, so that the figure can hear someone.
The head shoots up, and in a dry, raspy voice that sounds like it hasn't drank water in ages. Hello. What's out there? Their faces
Who are you?
Gaunt. Incredibly gaunt. Almost skeletal. Their features dry and leathery.
Who are you, and why are you here?
Who are you? Why can't I see you? What are you?
I'll step forward. I think does the glow actually give off enough light? If I step forward to him, he'll actually see me.
No, the glow doesn't even give off enough light to make your dark vision turn to like normal vision. Okay, it's still, everything's still kind of black and white to you. He kind of gets to his feet, the chains clanking against and grating against the stone pillar as he does. He moves stiffly, slowly getting up, But there's still this sense of like urgency to it. Please, help me, please.
I'll step forward. I'll actually step right forward towards him.
Okay. As you get close, you can see that his eyes are sunken. His features are incredibly pale. And this gem that gives off this slight glow is embedded into this person's chest. Where it's embedded, there's kind of blackened flesh. Everything else about them is incredibly pale, but you can see that there's kind of necrotized flesh all around this embedded gem. And give me a perception check. Okay.
I sort of whisper, curse under my breath slightly. Damn, this is Talus's probably area of expertise, not mine. Does the figure actually look like does it look that they're actually alive or?
Give me a medicine roll. You're looking at this person and they are skeletally gaunt. And with how gaunt they are, and now that they're standing and you can see like their ribs and their like through their skin, and their stomach is sunken and hollow, it occurs to you that when something is that thin, it would be easy to see them taking breaths in and their chest and diaphragm expanding and releasing. And that has not happened once since you walked into this room.
In that case, I take a step back.
No, I've been here so long. Please.
What are you?
My name is Koldarin. I was deceived. Please. At this point, the rest of you have kind of pulled the cart in and wiped the sand off your faces and things. And Lucy, Merrick has sent you a telepathic message letting you know that that there was someone down here.
I'll turn to Kolak and say, oh, it sounds like, there's already someone in there, already hiding from the storm.
Great. I'll
chained up.
After parking the cart inside, I'll get my my gear and go inside to look for Merrick.
Okay. As you come down, you see Merrick talking to this creature that is chained, this gaunt human. He's taking a step back.
I would have gone with him.
Yeah, you see at that point where he had just stepped back and you see him actually basically putting his hand straight to his swords. Deceived by who?
Myself? As you take a closer look, Merrick, you were focused on this person. And Kolak, as you come down, you see this too. Your first focus is on this person, but now that you look around, kind of hidden a little bit by the by layers of kind of sand and dirt from years. There are things carved in the ground around this pillar.
I'll sort of shout back for Talus.
Talus will go on in. He has been called upon.
This thing.
Gonna need some expertise over here, Talus.
Can I look around in the room for any other like entrances or exits? Like, did we go the only way into this room, or are there other ways?
You did go the only way into this room, and as you're looking around, you find a bag in like a corner of the room. It's old. It's old leather that has dried out completely and is like brittle. Just kind of brittle and cracking, flaking.
Does it look like the person / entity that's chained up can actually reach this bag, or is it
No, not at all. It's out of their reach.
Okay.
Again, from this pillar, there's like a 15-foot diameter. There's like a 15-foot radius like circle of room around this pillar. So this is like 15 feet out of his reach. There's no way he could grab it.
Okay. I'm gonna look into the bag then.
There's some old rolled up pieces of parchment and a leather bound book inside.
Okay. I'll take a look at those, I guess.
Yeah.
Stuff's gonna go on. But...
Sure. Talus, you come down into this room and you see the sight before you as you've been summoned.
Do I recognize this figure as undead?
I mean, you can take a good guess that he probably is. In some way, shape, or form, he does not have the semblance of life. He's not breathing. He is pleading. Please unchain me. Let me out.
One moment.
Perhaps we should just let you out of your misery.
No.
Let's be hasty now.
No, please, I was imprisoned here. I have power. I can grant it to you if you let me out of this place with my book, and I can give it to you.
As this happens, I'm just gonna cast the. Can I read with dark vision?
Can you read with dark vision?
I'm guessing one of you will have to brought light down, because I don't think everybody's got dark vision.
I'm just wondering.
Talus has dark vision.
Yeah, I think everyone
okay.
has it.
Yeah, I mean,
He is denied dark vision.
it's up to you, really.
Talus is gonna start examining the things carved on the floor if they have been pointed out to him.
Sure, give me an Arcana check.
I'm just gonna cast light on the amulet that's on my chest, so
Okay.
I can read these things.
Sure. The scrolls and the book, they. Well, I'm not sure what languages you have, but the fact that you are not a wizard, you can't read them regardless. They're gibberish to you.
Fair enough.
Okay.
But I would I recognize it as like an art?
You recognize it as these are probably spell scrolls in a spell book from looking
Okay.
over them.
I'm gonna bring them back up to the surface because I know Ray knows more about this stuff than I do.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start making my way back up there.
Talus, these runes around this this person and this pillar, as you examine them, they are, whether you can read it or not, you can recognize that these are celestial runes, and that they are giving off the slight hum of radiant energy.
Why were you imprisoned, friend?
He looks down. In my youth, I sought power. That I sought it too hastily. The people of my town, they didn't understand. They feared it. And so they decided to exile me in this way. I had learned the secret of, well, a way to remain alive without food or water or breath. But it is not real. It is not true life. It is living death.
Talus just half says, half whispers to himself. Seek the tome. This book, your tome, does it contain such secrets?
Some. But it is merely my spell book. It contains the knowledge of my powers, my craft. No, my secret was given to me, but release me. I will show you all.
Well, I gotta say, I'm pretty curious.
Should I attempt to ensure they are speaking the truth, or take it upon faith?
Well, if not, we can just kill it.
Just killing it sounds like a good plan to me.
Hey, Merrick, listen, I'm down with the killing, but if we can get something useful out of them.
Listen, I understand some of our group has a strained relationship, but I wish to assure you, friend, I am no enemy of undead.
Nor me. You guys have been pretty helpful for a while.
I am a necromancer myself. So if I free you, I would wish to know the secrets you have. Do we have a deal?
He nods. Yes. All I know will be yours. I will reveal everything to you.
Even Talus's there's a little bit of caution in the back of his head that says, this is exactly how people get betrayed, you know? But it's found out by, let's say, a hereditary thirst for knowledge. As I'm sure y'all will find out if we ever meet his mother. And yeah, he is going to go over and examine the chain to try to release that, and then he's going to try to neutralize the runes on the ground to break the circle essentially and free him.
Yeah, while this is happening, I've made my way back up to Lucy and Ray. Reyna. Hey, Ray, I have something here. I'm not entirely sure. looks a little arcane in nature. Lucy, I believe this is your area as well?
Ooh. Can I see it?
Yeah, and I kind of like hand half the scroll. I'll hand the scrolls to Lucy. I'll hand the book to Ray. Like they're both there. I assume they're gonna share them. I'm just kind of dividing it evenly so that way they can both look at a little piece of it. Um,
Yeah, I'll be like right next to Lucy, like paging through it, even though I'm pretty sure I was just gifted abilities. I didn't learn anything from them, so I'm pretty sure I have no idea what's going on.
These are wizards spell books and scrolls. Well, I guess if they're on your list of spells, you could read them. But they are there's some scrolls of necromancy. There's a bunch of necromancy spells and other spells in this spell book that some of that which are beyond your understanding. I will give you a list of what spells are in there and what's on the scrolls in a moment.
yeah, I'm just kind of standing like on the opposite side of them, just kind of like loitering over, kind of like looking at what they're probably pointing things out to each other, and I am not understanding the secret language that they've slowly gotten over the last several days.
They're just speaking
You
Pig
know,
Latin to each other.
yeah, exactly. And I'm just kind of,
It is the language of friendship.
you know, decode one language I can't understand into another language I don't understand, which is friendship.
Okay.
Are we really sure we want to release something we don't even know what it is?
We do that kind of stuff all the time, honestly.
I would really like to release them, yes.
Okay.
The point is we want to understand it, and releasing it is going to be key to that.
Talus, with a 24, you know enough about how to break the runes on the floor that if you just you just need to shatter a few of the runes and it should destroy its ability to maintain whatever force it's exerting to keep this person imprisoned.
Okay, yeah, he's just gonna go at him. I think he might even. Yeah, sure, why not? He's just gonna go ahead and summon his daily flame blade and try to just scorch the runes away.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
Well, don't say I didn't say I told you so.
Well, he's got to break the runes.
How does this thing work?
It's a spell attack roll.
Huh. Okay, I'll just do a standard spell attack.
Okay.
I've forgotten what standard spell attack is.
It is your. It's going to be your. Go ahead, Alex. Tell him.
It's it's going to be your charisma, I believe, as bard.
Yep. Charisma plus your proficiency bonus.
Mm-hmm. Which at this point is a +3.
All right, let me take a look at that. Yeah, you break several of the runes, carving into the stone with your flame blade, and you probably won't be able to see this. Now you can probably see it. Just kind of put you guys where you are real quick. That's just going to represent the dude on the chain right now. Actually, he's probably here. There.
Do.
Yeah. There you go. You carve a deep furrow of flame into the runes on the floor, and they burn away, and as soon as the radiant power kind of flashes slightly and releases, the figure, the corpse that was standing before you, its milky white eyes roll back into its head and it collapses, and you see black energy explode forth from the rune, from the gem in its chest, and begin to swirl and coalesce. And you hear that same raspy voice say, "Ah, I am freed."
Well, that's not exactly what I was expecting to happen, but do you still have any interest in holding up your end of the bargain?
The demonic creature that coalesces before you smiles with malevolent glee and says, "Once I feast upon your friends, I will tell you whatever you wish. I have been so hungry for so long." And poor Alex is not in the room.
Do we hear his voice from back where we're standing?
Oh yeah.
Listen,
I'm gonna offer some rations.
Talk about
Yeah, I'm
this.
gonna grab up all the scrolls and books that they were just holding. I'm gonna kind of, sorry girls, I'm gonna tear it away from you guys and start shoving it into my pack, not caring, because clearly don't want to just leave these things out. I know enough about them to know they're important.
Okay.
Time to go.
Maybe I could lead you to my enemies and you could eat them? Let's talk about this now.
Roll initiative. Hold on, don't actually roll initiative yet. I gotta put everybody on the tracker. Okay, now you can roll initiative. Oh, we definitely need to change this real quick. This is going to screw up the cameras for a moment, everyone. It's fine. Everything is fine. Nothing is broken. Well, I guess the circle of power is broken.
Oh, nice, Ray.
You're just gonna throw.
Fireball.
You're just gonna throw this at us. Okay. Okay.
David in chat is screaming, "Why do people keep breaking perfectly good magic circles?"
I mean, it's a valid question.
Mark dangled necromancy in front of Talus. And so it was hook, line, and sinker. I mean, come on.
I would never do such a thing.
I regret none of this, by the way.
Of course you don't.
Kolok's just happy to see it.
I hope
Ooh,
Kolak is
that's
happy to shed
justifying.
blood.
Awesome.
And I haven't said I told you so yet.
Not yet.
Tell us, how many skeletons do you have back by the cart, or would they have made it walking through the sandstorm? Tell us.
So let's see. I have 9 skeletons, not including the 2 that fell off the cart.
Okay. And where were they as you traveled again?
They were going alongside the cart.
Okay. So they would be somewhere at the mouth of the cave.
Yeah, they're still waiting out there. They
Okay.
have not received any orders or anything, so they would just be chilling for their first round.
Right, they're just hanging out. I'll give your skeleton guard, who are guarding the door to this cave entrance.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I've never seen anything more glorious.
Well, Ray, you're standing there looking over the scrolls in this book. Where is that? And suddenly, Vespasian, suddenly you hear this voice bellow out from deeper within the cave about eating your friends. It says this in common, and as soon as that happened, Vespasian grabs the books and scrolls and throws it back in that bag. What are you doing in response to hearing this?
I'm gonna first look at Vespasian, oh, okay, that's kind of rude, but alright. And then I'm gonna look at this monster as he's asking for food, and I'm gonna reach in my bag and grab a ration, and be like, is this gonna be enough?
You say that to it,
Yes.
down the way?
Yeah.
It just, it bellows out evil laughter.
Okay, alright, that's fine. So say I was to do a 30-foot sphere effect. How big is this cave?
Yeah, it's...
If you throw any AoEs at it, it's gonna hit us. I just want to let you know that ahead of time.
Well, shouldn't be in our way.
No, Merrick's down there, so I wouldn't.
When I'm raged out, I don't care, but...
No, I'm going to move up a little bit towards it, just to get a little closer, and I'm going to cast... I'm going to try and blind it.
Okay. It has to make a DC 16 con save.
Yeah.
It succeeds.
Well, fuck that. Okay. Yeah, that's about all I'm gonna do then.
Okay. Marek, this corpse has died, and this creature has erupted from it. It is angry. Well, it is gleefully malevolent and terrifying. What are you doing? Are you taking your opportunity to say "I told you so"?
I'm saving that up. I actually just kind of almost resignedly shake my head, looking at the two next to me, slightly shrug my shoulders, pull out the two swords, and immediately cast Hunter's Mark on it, and then jump forward.
Okay.
I think you saw the flag.
Sorry?
Oh, never. Continue.
So I also will use my God, what's it called again? Dread Ambusher as well.
Yes,
So I get an extra attack this turn.
you do.
So
your first strike, it just kind of like bats it away with the back of its hand as you go to strike, and you your other two blows land. Go ahead and make your attack rolls.
ooh, and
Wow.
2d6 as well. So 26 points of damage.
Nice. All right.
So you just leap forward and just total flurry of blade blows into him.
As your blows connect, you see that you cut swaths into its flesh, and black blood begins to flow down its form. Vespasian, the sound of battle rings out from below, and you hear the call to battle from Morrigan deep within you.
I look at Ray first, take my free action and apologize. Because she just told me it was rude. I'm like, I'm sorry. And then I'm going to whip out my bow. And can I see him from this distance?
You can. You have 60 feet of dark vision, right? So, he is within your 60-foot line of sight. And you still have light glowing from your amulet, right? So
yeah, I'm gonna dismiss that.
Okay.
But I'm gonna fire 2 shots with the bow.
Go for it. Both of your bow shots hit your target.
Very nice.
Okay.
Roll.
As your arrows connect with the creature, they send furrows along its skin, but what was that?
Briefly, well, I rolled again. It's stupid. It doesn't take this into account for some reason, but I have advantage on my initiatives, and I forgot to add that, so I should be at a 17 from rolling a second time.
Understood. All right, then you will go after Vespasian. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it changes the whole thing. Wow, it changed the order again. I don't know why it does that.
Yeah. Hold on.
I'm fine with that order. None of it matters.
I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna make Kolok a 17 or 16, so that it puts it in the order that we've been in, right? So you make your 2 shots. And though they land, like dig rough furrows into this hide of this creature, they don't stick home like they should. They don't bury themselves into it. Kolok, it's your action.
Alrighty. Kolok is going to roar out as his jaw becomes much larger than it normally is. And he's gonna rush behind the creature. Just do a little bit of a dash as he kind of runs on all fours for a moment and skirts around and does a little bit of a screeching noise as he plants one claw into the dirt and spins around in a circle around it and just leaps up and starts biting into him as best he can.
Okay. Make your attacks.
All right, so these are bit 21 and an 18.
Both hit.
Sorry, 23 and a 20, but whatever. So it's going to be boom, and that's going to be boom, and my natural weapons count as magic penetrating.
Okay. Anybody else's weapons magical?
No.
Okay.
I mean, Lucy has the Shadow Blade. I don't know if that counts.
Yes, that counts.
That would count.
Talus. Your companions are attacking this creature. It has made leveled threats, but it has not struck anyone yet. But it looks like its eyes are... Just from the expression on its face, you could tell that it is enjoying this.
Who enjoys fighting more, the demon or Kolak?
Oh, it has the look of it's toying with you.
Talus is going to look at his fiery sword. He's going to look at the big buff demon that, in all likelihood, is resistant to flames as he is. And he's going to toss it aside. And instead, it's confusion time.
Okay. It has.
Oh, and he also says, "We could have talked this out." So it must make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's right, Alex. You have assistant DM privileges, don't you?
Yep.
Okay.
So I can help you out a little bit.
Yeah. It succeeds.
No confusion for him.
Yeah, he is not confused. He glares down at you, Talus, with these blazing red eyes and just this fang-filled, toothy, and disturbing visage of a grin crosses its face.
Well, I still would have preferred if we talked this out. And Talus is going to use his bonus action to command his skeletons.
What command are you shouting to them?
So basically, he's commanding. It's a swarm. He's commanding as many to surround the demon as possible, and the rest to stand back and shoot arrows at it.
Okay. You have control over those skeletons, right?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and you can move them around.
Okay. That'll be Talus's turn.
Okay. Well, on their action, they'll move, right?
Yes,
Lucy.
I'll move them then.
Okay. Lucy, it's your... action.
Lucy's gonna do your classic mind thrust.
Oh my god, Kolak.
And she's also gonna move up a little closer.
Okay. And Mind Thrust is an intelligence save? Alex, you're looking all over this creature right now. Whenever you expand something, it does it on my screen. 12. It fails.
Nice. So it will take. Also, I roll my psionic die for extra damage. So it takes. Plus.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, so 11 psychic damage.
Yep, and then it can only take a action, a move, or a bonus action on its turn, correct?
Yes.
And it can't take reactions. Okay.
Very good.
It's gonna take
And that's my turn. She like readies her arms to like shove it with her bonus action, and she's like, "Nah, I'm not that good yet," and puts her hands down. So that's her.
Well, the demon is going to take the multi-attack action because it doesn't prevent him from doing that. And he is going to cast a spell and make 2 attacks. So it's going to cast Darkness. Right here. So a magical darkness covers that entire area. And then it is going to turn towards Kolok, whose magical claws bites started ripping into it. And it is going to make 2 attacks against Kolok with its pincers. So it has advantage on the attacks because it can see and you cannot. 14.
Nope.
24.
Yep.
So you take 17 damage and you are grappled.
Alrighty.
And in darkness.
So that's going to be half that is 8, so
Yeah.
there we go.
I'm just going to put that on you to show that you are grappled.
Alrighty.
And the skeletons can act. Can you move the skeletons, Talus?
Yes, I will move the skeletons and have them go after them. So, one of them is wearing plate mail, which means they are slower. So they cannot go quite as far.
Understood.
There. Or wait, I guess they'll sprint to get there.
Okay. Are they? They're all dashing this round.
Yeah, so there will be no attacks. I'll just be moving them.
Okay. Are any of them going to be staying back and firing bows instead of dashing?
No, I think they're all getting into position first.
Understood.
Alice essentially just told them a position, and their primary goal is to get there.
All right. What is Ray doing?
So I can't see him.
Nope.
So the best I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and cast a firewall right through where he was.
Okay. Firewall right through where he was. So it is a 1 foot thick or ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick.
Or 60 feet long.
Yeah. Can you put down a template of how you're casting it?
Yeah, I will do my best.
Okay. Oh, that's the one that was... Got it. Okay. Understood. So just straight through the middle of this, like this.
Straight through. The best, from where I saw he was before, to try and avoid affecting anyone else.
Okay. Ah, 11. He fails. So he's going to... I'll take the damage from that. You hear him roar out in anger as the fire blazes through him. Marek. Or, Ray, do you have any bonus actions?
I am going to use my bonus action to cast Hex.
Oh,
no, I'm not.
oh,
I know I'm not. I used my 2 spell slots, so I'm done.
Okay.
David
David
would
is
like
right.
to- yeah.
The wall of fire is going to either blaze in
Up or down.
right. So
We're going to go towards Kolak.
okay. So those 2 skeletons are going to have to make dex saves or take the fire damage as well. Oh wait.
All right.
Hold on. Wait. Don't make the save yet. One
okay.
side of the wall. When the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a dexterity saving throw, so that happened. And then one side of the wall selected by you when you cast this spell deals 5d8 fire damage to each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of that side of the wall. If on that side or inside the wall. A creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time on its turn or ends its turn there. So nobody has to take the damage yet. Other than the demon, because the demon was the only thing hit by the wall. All right. Okay, Marek, what are you doing?
I'm guessing because I can't see. I'm just going to assume this thing is still in front of me.
Okay.
I think I can still hear it.
Yes, you can attack with disadvantage.
Yeah, sorry, a little minimized. Hold on a minute.
It's still surrounded though, so shouldn't he get like a bonus on that too?
Yeah, he still gets +5 to his attack rolls because it's surrounded.
So disadvantage.
So that's still going to be an 18. That's still going to hit. So is that one. So you get.
And I'll
Okay.
use my bonus attack to use my 2 weapon attacking style.
Okay.
So.
You hit all 3 times.
And additional 15 from the hunter's mark, so there's 19.
Oof.
39 points of damage.
Yeah. You bloody the shit out of this thing. And it has to make concentration checks. On the darkness. So con save. Saves.
And as I'm doing so, I'll sort of growl at it in Abyssal. That's the one that makes me.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll see who's eating who after this.
Vespasian.
I'm going to move up just a hair here.
Okay.
Another 10 feet, and then I'm going to fire 2 shots into it as well.
All right, you're firing in complete darkness, so into complete darkness. So I need you to make those attacks with disadvantage.
Okay, we'll see if I can get D&D Beyond to work with me. That's not what I want to do, but let's see.
If you've got the plug-in, if you hold control down before you click, it'll do a disadvantage.
Oh, well, perfect. We'll do that one and that one. I don't know what they are because I'm not looking at them. So
They are 19 and 17. So you still hit with both.
okay, so we'll roll damages for each one of those. So 13 and 8.
Yep.
So 21 points of damage.
Damn action
Well-
economy, man.
Well, 10, but yeah.
Well,
Yes. It's half.
I mean-
but
I'm not worried about it.
no.
I'm 60 feet from him, so
Yeah.
you guys got to deal with that. It's not my problem.
Kolok,
This guy thinks that restraining me is going to do anything. Nah.
you're
don't
grappled.
understand.
What are you doing?
Fucking biting him still. Doesn't stop me from biting him.
It doesn't. It's still at disadvantage unless you reckless.
Reckless. So it's going to be one of these. That's +5 because he's surrounded for 17.
Yep.
And then one of these for a crit.
All right. Do your damage.
So that's going to be a 10 and a 20 for the crit. So 30 altogether. And I'll go ahead and heal all of that HP back that he took from me.
Oh my
Not
god.
all of it, just 6 of it.
Yeah, 6 points. Okay. Talus.
Okay, so we're in a situation here.
Hold on, before you go, I'm checking to make sure that the magical darkness is still there, and it is.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm also supposed to roll, I guess, a dex check for the wall of fire.
Yes. No, you don't roll a dex check. It's just
I just take the damage.
when the wall, on one side of the wall selected by you when you cast the spell deals 5d8 fire damage to each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of that side or inside the wall. So you just take 5d8 damage. So I'm just gonna roll it. 33 fire damage.
All right, half that because I'm a red dragonborn.
Nice. Okay, Talus.
Okay. Talus is going to. What's Talus gonna do? Yeah, alright. Talus is gonna use his bonus action for his Death Grip feature to summon a mage hand.
Mm-hmm.
By expending an inspiration, and then he is going to attempt to attack the demon with the skeletal hand.
Okay. It's with disadvantage because you are still in darkness.
Oh yeah, it sure is. So the 12, I'm assuming, is not going to do
It
it.
is not going to hit.
Okay. That is Talus's turn for now.
All right, Lucy, it's your action.
Lucy's all annoyed because most of her spells require line of sight. So she's gonna very exasperately, say, fine, you want to be all invisible? I can be all invisible. And then she's gonna use greater invisibility on herself, and I'm gonna use Quicken spell to make that a bonus action. And then
Okay.
after that, I'm just gonna run up and stab him with my knife.
Okay. Roll to attack. Where are you going when you
Yeah,
run up to
where are
him?
you going to stab him from? That's a question.
There is a big wall of fire. You could push a skeleton out of the way.
Yeah, I'll gently nudge a skeleton out of the way.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack. It has true sight, so it can still see you even though you're invisible. So you do not get advantage on the blow. But you are in complete darkness, so you do get advantage on the blow.
No, because he has true sight.
No, because it's just Shadow Blade.
No, I think this is just. Wait, did you already summon Shadow Blade?
No, I haven't summoned Shadow
Oh,
Blade
This
yet.
is just a normal.
Okay, go ahead and make a normal attack.
Didn't know about the true sight.
Yeah, it's disadvantage.
I mean, that's what he gets for being too poor to go to magic school and learn about true sight.
And that's so annoying because it means I don't get invisibility as well.
Okay, so you go to stab it, and you singe yourself on the wall of fire and pull back before your blade makes contact.
Ow!
The creature is going to, I think, do what it did last time, and use.
Oh, I mean, they do take damage from the wall of fire, right?
What, the skeletons?
The ones
Well,
on
I
top
meant
do.
the big demon. The skeletons will be vaporized next round.
Yes,
I meant,
at the end of its if the creature ends its turn in the wall of fire, it will take
at
the
the
damage.
end their turn there. Oh, okay,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah. So he's gonna cast Confusion, taking a note out of Talus's book.
Oh no.
And he's gonna cast it right there, so that Lucy, Talus, Merrick, and 2 of the skeletons have to make. Are gonna have to make saves.
If anyone does bad, just remember that Lucy's going to use her Tower of Iron Will
You
to
need to be
help
able to
out.
see them.
Do you have to be able to see them for Tower of Ironwell? Talus, you
Let me
save.
check.
Merrick, you fail.
Ooh.
Cannot use Tower of Iron Will because we're all in darkness.
This darkness is messing with me.
Is Confusion a concentration spell?
It does not
Yes,
say
it is. So when he
Wait,
casts
yeah,
it,
confusion is concentration.
yep. So the darkness falls.
In that case, I can use saving. I can help out
I don't
Merrick,
think
who didn't
this is
make
the
it, right?
concentration.
Hold on. Say that, Lucy.
don't-
Yes, you can help.
I don't think darkness is concentration.
It is. It had the C in it. It is concentration.
VSMC? Yeah, okay, yeah, all
Yep.
right. All right, fair enough.
Yes.
Yeah, darkness is. I wasn't sure about confusion.
So Merrick can add 5 to his roll.
Then he succeeds.
Ooh.
However, I do not.
Oh, okay. So you are.
Lucy is confused.
Lucy is confused. I need. The skeletons are not immune to being confused, right?
Oh yeah, I don't. They have nothing that says they're immune to
All right.
that sort of thing. So
All the-
let's get some roll.
All the ones in the circle, I can roll them all at the same time, so I'm gonna do that.
Okay, cool.
4 of them.
1, 2, 3, 4 confused skeletons. These poor confused skeletons. Are you, oh. Lucy, you rolled 4 psionic die.
It was for the skeletons.
Ah, for the Tower of Iron Will.
I'm pretty sure
So 2 of them add 2, 1 adds 8, and 1 adds 10.
Okay, then this one is not confused. The one that adds the 10 is not confused. And then your die goes back down to a D8. Okay. That means it will take the fire damage from the wall of flames. Oh, well, actually, it gets 2 attacks. So it's going to attack Merrick twice this time.
bite him again in response to that.
Okay. It has advantage on its attack.
Oh, I hate
rolls.
that roll. That one also.
Yeah. So it had advantage on its attack roll, so 26 and a 20 to hit Merrick.
They both hit.
Okay. It lets go of you, Kolok, and turns to hit Merrick with its pincers, kind of dropping you.
He also takes 10 more damage from me.
He does. And Merrick, you're going to take a total of 28 damage from the creature, and you are grappled.
Ouch.
And yeah, he will take 10 more damage from Kolok. And then I think you already used your reaction, but everybody else will get their reactions. Does it risk the reactions? Yeah. It's going to move out of the wall of flame. That's not where I wanted to go.
Does it take Merrick and
Yeah, every Merrick and Talus and 2 of the skeletons can make attacks of opportunity against it.
Oh, okay.
Am I not grappled though?
You are grappled, so I guess you move with it.
Which I guess means that he doesn't get an attack of opportunity, all things considered.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, Talus, you will miss. And then one of your skeletons hits. They have disadvantage because... oh no, the darkness is gone, so 1 hits. Damage from 1 skeleton.
7 damage.
Yeah. It's... Oh, wait. There. Okay. There we go. Alright, it's your skeleton's turns. I need confusion rolls for 4 of them.
Okay, what do you roll for confusion again?
1d10.
Yeah, but you need 3, correct? This is 1
Yeah,
save.
Yeah, so 3d10. Okay.
9 and 4.
2, 9, and 4. So the second one, this one here, is going to be able to act normally, and the other 2 doesn't. The creature doesn't move or take actions this turn. Yep, yeah. So does nothing, acts normally.
Okay. What? I have no idea. Okay, so the skeletons... This is going to be very inconvenient. The skeletons want to go after the demon. There is a wall of fire in the way.
Yes.
Um,
In fact,
so I...
Marek got pulled through the wall of fire, so does he take the damage from moving through the wall of fire?
He should, but if it's a concentration, I can drop it at any time, right? Even if it's not my turn. 'Cause
Yes,
it's on a
you can.
So if I see him like trying to move away with Merrick through it, I would drop it.
Understood. That's fine.
Okay, that helps the skeletons immensely. They're just going to do what they
mainly
would
trying to help Merrick, but your skeletons too.
and they're going to surround the demon.
Okay. Let's do that. And well, okay. The demon is surrounded. Start taking your attacks.
Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hits. Hits. Misses. Hits.
Okay. So wait, how many of them hit? All but one?
All but one.
Yeah.
Yep. All but one.
This is non-magical damage, but we've got 10, 15. That's 30.
Yep. All damage is applied.
Excellent.
The creature looks at you, Talus, and says, "You make a good point." Looking at your the skeletons. "I will not eat this one creature. I will leave you in peace, and I will teach you your ways. Back your skeletons away."
So, to be clear, you're not. How many of my friends are you planning on eating now?
"I will not eat any of them. I will let you live. All of you."
That sounds good to me.
Lass! You're not in a position of strength here, pal.
But I would, Boskolok, very much like to know the information he is.
Well, it's for Talus's benefit, I guess.
Merrick, what are you thinking right now?
Well, I'm grappled for a start, so I'm still trying to break free.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? Just kill the thing.
Right.
Here's the information I need.
Ray, it's your action.
Okay. So I'm looking between. So it has Merrick grappled. He kind of hurt him. Oh, I'm gonna move forward and I'm gonna. Let's see. And I'm gonna say not today, and I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Make your attack rolls. Don't roll a 1. The first one goes glancing over his shoulder and slams into the wall behind him, and he looks to it and laughs. And as he's laughing at the distraction, the second one hits him right in the face. Roll your damage.
So that's 16 then.
That is 16.
You have to admit you kind of deserved that.
Ray, describe what this looks like.
So it is literally red sparkles. Just the first one missing, and then the second red sparkles just slamming him hardcore in the face to do some serious damage.
Yeah, his head goes back and his whole form slams into the wall behind it, and the creature tumbles forward, almost landing atop Merrick in the process, who just manages to roll out of its limpening grip and out of the way. And as it hits the ground, you see that its form begins to slowly discorporate in front of you.
I need a bet.
I'm gonna ignore Talos and run over to Merrick and make sure he's okay.
It's all right, Alice. Listen, big old demon thing. Most people not gonna ask twice. They're just gonna fucking kill it.
Talus is gonna go over and see if he can do anything to prevent even part of the demon from discorporating completely, like bottling it.
You can't stop it from discorporating, but you start just like bottling up ectoplasm, and it's real gross, man. It kind of smells.
No. He just watches as his chance at dark knowledge slips literally between his fingers.
Talus,
I'll
if
let-
you really want something like that, you could probably do some sort of summoning circle yourself. At least some point here in the future.
Mm.
And I'll let Rena help me back up. I'll just look round at both Colin and Talis and go, see, next time we find something chained and bound, let's not free it.
Why not? That was fun.
What if he was a nice demon?
I'm guessing that was probably about as nice as they get.
No,
Nah,
I
they
think
get
there's some
nicer.
nice ones. Reina's gonna actually agree with them for once.
Yeah. And actually, and then I started beginning to notice the skeletons. Yeah, I'm going to move over there, if you don't mind.
Sorry, Talus, that I killed it. It was just kind of very upsetting seeing my friend hurt. So sorry about that.
Oh yes, does anyone need healing?
Pretty
There's
sure
a-
Merrick does.
I was going to heal you, and then he kind of went through a wall of fire, and it was a whole thing.
You can
I'm gonna
still
go tend to the
hear
horses.
you can still hear the sandstorm whipping outside. The creature, the original creature, the skeleton that was on the ground, or not the skeleton, the zombified corpse that was standing there, lays unmoving. The gem that's embedded in its chest is now inert. Just a black stone, and polished to a shine, but otherwise unremarkable. Lays on the floor of this cave, and as the power of the storm continues to whip around outside, you realize you may be here for a little bit. Only a few hours from your destination. Ready to get to the dwarves, but stuck in this cave with this just sense of dread that is left there. Merrick, surrounded by skeletons, which
Again.
saved your ass once more.
It's lies. It's all lies.
And I think we'll end our adventure there for today. Alex, your camera seems to be frozen, by the way.
It's frozen?
Yeah, you
Son
haven't
of a bitch.
you haven't moved in a little bit. You're just kind of staring doubtfully.
Who used the confusion spell on him?
Yeah, there it is. There you're back.
Hey.
Yeah. So, we like to just do a little bit of favorite moments at the end of every adventure. So, there's a lot of role playing, I think, that happened in this today, and the combat was definitely avoidable. Although even with the darkness spell, that thing did not get a chance to do much because, yeah, just action economy, especially with those damn skeletons, is hardcore. Alex, what's your favorite Kolak moment for today?
Ah, the demon tastes like spicy sausage!
Oh my god. Those of you in chat, by the way, if you want to contribute your favorite moments for each of the characters, we do ask that you share for everyone and not just one, if you could. Around the table, favorite Kolak moments today?
I loved his just celebratory maniacal laughter about how we have a war going now. That was pretty good.
So excited.
Kolak has wanted a war. It doesn't even matter if it's a good idea or a bad idea, or like if this is how you should handle the situation. Kolak has just wanted a war since the start of this campaign.
He worships Morgan. What do you want from him?
I loved the whole interrogation scene that Kolak was running. I loved when he kept being like, of course I'd be fine with keeping you alive. That means you'll prepare and fight me again and it'll be more fun.
Yeah, I like to watch him. Yeah, he's more of a negotiator than Vespasian thinks he is. So it's kind of an interesting. So it was kind of interesting to watch that interrogation kind of go down.
Yeah, Kolak's actually done a few interrogations at this point. You usually end up being pretty successful.
And there's also the bit with Marek with the it's almost the just let him out. What's the worst that can happen type attitude.
If we let him out and he starts attacking us, then we'll kill him. It's fine. I do love, by the way, that people immediately there's an immediate assumption because of Kolak and who he is that if he's going to interrogate somebody, it's probably going to be like with his claws in their body.
Yeah, just violently ripping them apart. I'll dig through you for answers. Yeah, no, that's not quite how he does it.
Nah, he knows that that's useless. They just start screaming, and then I'm not getting anything out of screams.
Kolak answering Vespasian's question about what his stake in the war was with just war is just a chance to fight. It was David's favorite Kolak moment in the chat. I actually I still like the interplay between Kolak and Vespasian, and there were a couple of digs about who was in charge that Kolak got in their conversation right before the interrogation. So again, the interplay is good. Fiona, your favorite Talus moment?
I mean, in trying to invoke the ancestors and then accidentally invoking no one, the Forsaken God, the Dark and Forbidden God, was definitely top tier.
I loved him passing out afterwards. Doing this interrogation was just so taxing on him that he's just like, I gotta go to bed now.
So what's the price? He just ragdolls onto the ground.
Yep.
I also just I've said it before, I'll say it again. Every single time those skeletons are on fucking screen for me, it's just I can't stop myself from giggling. Especially when they start moving around. they scooch over for Lucy to come in and stab the demon. You just have this fucking skeleton with a fucking saxophone just scooching to the side, and I imagine doing a little dance to the side.
I really enjoyed all the little details. The details about the ceremony, the details about the skeletons dancing, and the interaction with the zombie in the cave. Just like it's Talus's jam. It was great.
It was the perfect trap.
Yeah, I liked watching. I liked finding out that the skeletons can't talk; they can only sing. Thought that was... So I like to think that they're an a cappella group that kind of that's how they get their points across. So yeah, that was a fun little detail to find out.
Absolutely. David said Talus just scooping up piles of black sludgy ichor like, no, my chance to learn dark magics is gone.
This was my chance to be corrupted by the forces of evil, guys!
Come on!
You know I'm going to be a lich before the end of this campaign. Why are you trying to stop me?
I mean, to be fair, Talus, that thing could have like offered you fiendlock powers, but unfortunately, all it offered you was some black, sludgy, dirty goo. So,
Some low quality ichor.
Zoe, favorite Lucy moment?
I think my favorite Lucy moment was making that ominous will save. That's all I have to say about that. I'm glad I'm
If she didn't, I don't even know what would happen.
I know. I've done those like maybe 3 times now on separate occasions, and I'm worried because so far I've rolled really good on all of them.
You think
So
if,
I'm just waiting.
You think if the other personality took over in the middle of a sandstorm or anything, that she'd just take off, or would she just like keep pretending to be you for a little while?
No, I have plans for her. I don't know if it's better if I say them or not.
Okay, well, yeah, that's fair. Keep it to yourself, I guess.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh,
I quite liked Lucy's incessant chatter to the
The poor guy.
the guys who let him go.
Just like, so, how was your interrogation? Did it go well? I hope he didn't hurt you too bad. No? Good. All right. Well, do you like the weather around here? I mean, I know the drought and everything, but like before that, you know, is this like a good place normally when the drought's not normally going, or?
Do you have any pets? I guarantee you that at some point in the conversation, do you have any pets? Is a question that Lucy asks.
Oh, absolutely. You know she always got to find that out.
Yep. Wow. Going around the table is hard for me today. Mike, what is your favorite Merrick moment?
I'm being a bit quieter this week. I did like the sort of look of disgust when the demon attacks to the other two of like, really? Really?
You didn't see this coming! I do love like Merrick constantly just being incredibly put off by the skeletons. It's just like, I'm gonna sleep on the other side of camp, away from those things. I'm not gonna deal with this. He comes in, he sees them all like dancing and chanting and like playing music and stuff, and he's just like, like he has the only normal reaction to like a giant group of skeletons that are animated and dancing, which is to be horrified.
Yeah, Merrick is like the new straight man of the party, and he's all about this like. Whenever you get to town, he's gonna be like, "Let's just go grab a drink and hang out." But he's the most normal of the entire group.
But the most annoying thing of that whole scene was that Talus was unconscious. I couldn't even have a go at him.
I really enjoyed your interaction with the dude in the cave, like the cautious approach, and then like. Trying to find out what was going on, and then the slow realization that this creature was undead and backing away. I thought that was great.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Talus does actually mess up one of my main abilities with my ranger, which is the ability to sense if there's undead nearby. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell me where they are, so it's permanently saying there's undead nearby.
Just completely negate an entire ability.
No wonder he's always so awful. He just has this like constant alarm bell just ringing in his head 24/7.
There's undead nearby. I know!
I loved Merrick's response to seeing this big funeral pyre and being like, oh, he better not be making even more skeletons, I swear to God. I don't know how this works, but I don't like the look of this.
Yeah. David said Merrick, just looking closer at the figure in the cave, recognizing the emaciated form's chest wasn't rising and falling with breaths, and just instantly pulling out his scimitars to confront it. What are you? Emmy, favorite Rena moment?
I think one thing I don't like is we have a lot of fights in enclosed spaces where everyone's together, and it just does not work too well with what I want to do. But I do like every time I cast like a big ability like Fireball or Firewall, and anytime that happens, I'm just like, so much fun.
Yes.
I love the reuniting between her and Lucy after they separated last session. It was like old friends who had been separated for too long. They're just like, ah! And then they start doing their own little code language. Yeah. They're starting to like annoy Vespasian because he can't understand what the hell they're saying because they've already created their own language for each other.
I did enjoy the two of them dancing.
I loved her and Lucy's eagerness to just dance with the skeletons. I just really like the image in the interrogation where Colette's like, "You want to be like that?" And then Lucy like these two skeletons on skeletons and dancing around in circles.
Yeah, I love how she just immediately joined in the dancing skeleton circle. My favorite moment, though, was when she just kind of gently flipped Talus over onto his back and tucked the pillow beneath his head.
Yep.
So he was a little more comfy, passed out on the ground.
Like it's the usual thing. It's fine.
She's dealt with people who get too drunk and end up passing out on their face. She knows what to do, just automatically.
David said Rena scolding Vespasian about rudely snatching the scrolls back and the fact that he actually apologized for it.
Yeah, I had a couple. I like how she's now not only burned down a house, but she has got killed the big demon in the room, just nonchalantly. Oh, yeah.
With sparkles. With
Sparkles!
Just pink sparkles.
Our friendship! Boom!
Yep.
So, yeah, it's definitely fun to watch.
It is. Yeah, I enjoy every minute of it. Yoka, favorite Vespasian moment today?
Oh, taking the horses for a walk. That's definitely my moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like the entire conversation between Vespasian and Kolak when it comes to war, and like their motivations and their ambitions and such. Him very vaguely saying, "I used to be a soldier," without expanding on that at all. It makes me want to question further, but like we couldn't because there was something else we needed to do.
Yep.
I also just loved the part where they were discussing like Kolak and Vespasian in the beginning, and Vespasian's just like, we can kill people and stuff like that, and Kolak's just like, well, I don't know if Lucy and Ray will, be super fond of that, and Vespasian's just like, you don't know about Ray. You can't say.
Well, I'll take your word for it on Lucy, but like, you should probably talk to Ray first before you start assuming that she's not okay.
Me and Merrick are sitting there like, yeah, there's she melts demons for a reason. We don't. Might be lovely.
I loved when Vespasian was like, yeah, listen, interrogation, telling us what you know, that's fine. What if we duel for it though? I want to duel someone.
I really want to fight somebody right now.
Trying to duel a man with one point.
Just to do it, because he's like, I didn't get to fight anybody hand to hand in that fight. I want to. Come on, everything's been with a bow so far.
You guys have it handled. Plus, I got like 12 skeletons I gotta shoot through.
I know.
They're just bones.
Yeah, they don't get that much in the way.
And if you accidentally hit one, I mean, well, it's such a shame.
That was my last thought. With them getting turned with confusion, I was like, I gotta start taking down skeletons. It's gonna be a rough day.
They just stood there. Bunch of lazy bones. Vespasian casting shade at Kolak while discussing Lucy. I'm surprised she's still alive, particularly since she's been following you.
Oh my god, that was my favorite too.
Yeah.
Honestly, Kolak had nothing to say to that because he's like, I'm fucking surprised too. Honestly, I mean, have
Lucy-
you seen her? She's not exactly a soldier.
Yeah. Just wait until you get into a big fight where Lucy just starts freaking teleporting everywhere and exploding people, because that's what she does.
It's one of her favorite things. This is just literally like walk over to a group of people and be like, hi, and then
The way
teleport off and just blow up everybody.
the way they killed those owl bears is because the owl bears were in the field and Lucy ran into the field at top speed, jumped in front of the owl bears and cast Thunderstep and teleported back to where she started when she first started running, just so that she could Thunderstep.
I love it.
Yeah. She is a personal she is just a cannonball, a human-sized cannonball. Yeah. I enjoyed playing the guy in the cave tonight. That was probably my favorite thing to do as a DM today, was to play the chained creature, or kind of describe that whole scene. I enjoyed doing that. Did anybody have any favorite DM moments today?
I really liked how you went along with Talus's ritual at the beginning, being no one, and like all the very ominous answers. It was very fun to hear and be a part of.
I pretty much the same thing. I specifically liked all the parts where no one was just constantly throwing shade at the ancestors. Like, what would you have me do, ancestors? And he's just like, I know what they want to do. They want to steal all my power and.
Yes.
That was really good.
He was slightly less whiny about it, but absolutely the same sentiment.
Yeah, a lot more ominous, a lot less whiny, but you know.
Whining can take many forms.
Godly whining is just terrifying to mortal.
I have to say, I did like you playing the shriveled figure, but I also think the transition from that character to the demon and the contrast between them was really good and really well done. It actually makes the sort of change even sort of more dramatic.
Cool. Thank you.
I like the way you handled Talus's questions. Those are, as doing DMs before myself, it's difficult to handle an completely unknown because you have no idea what he was going to ask, and he asked some hard questions.
Yeah.
So you did a good job handling it and giving him enough information to go on without giving.
Yeah, when you're supposed to be the omnipotent one, but at the same time you're like, I don't actually know necessarily, and I don't want to fuck up my story, so.
So yeah, I thought that you handled that really well.
Cool.
Where is Talus's mom? Question you don't ask until Talus is like, somebody help me, I lost my mommy. Get my mommy back, please. I am just a little boy, I need my mom.
The skeletons will comfort you.
Yeah, so Fiona had contacted me about that moment earlier this week, saying that he was going to do this thing, and I was vaguely like, well, we'll see how he plays it, and I'll throw a couple rolls at him, and depending on what those rolls are, I'll make it a cool moment in some way, shape, or form. And when you crit on the religion check, I was like, okay, I'm pulling out all the stops. You just contacted other plane spontaneously. Good luck. And yeah, it was a fun moment. I did enjoy that. That was super fun. Thanks, Wafflecracker23, for following. Appreciate that. So yeah, thanks guys. I'm glad you all had fun. I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope all of you watching enjoyed, and we will see you next week. I'm back at 7:00 for the Dance Macabre, and we'll see what happens when these guys start a war in a couple weeks. Good luck, guys. and we'll see you around. Have a good night.
Have a nice night, everyone.
No.
Bye.
Uh,